everybody. It's Marina here and
Ariel.
Ariel, you look like an Ariel. Just the prettier version.
Thank you.
Okay, so I invited Ariel. She's actually Erica's daughter, and I wanted to talk about the topic that's actually on everybody's tongue, and sometimes people talk about it without realizing what they're saying. And we're actually going to be talking about the LGBT community. Yeah. Right? Represent, even though I'm not really, but it's okay. I love everybody.
The gays and the gals, this is for you.
Exactly. Okay, so I was recently hanging out with one of my friends, and he told me the story about this guy who tried to come out in his community and let his community know that he's gay. So instead of being accepted, he actually got beat up badly, and I believe was stabbed as well. And that was like a message to everybody in the community. I'm not going to say what community it was. It was a message to everybody saying that not here. We're not going to have no gay people here. And then I've been hearing throughout my life, here and there, that they say the reason why all these bad things happen is because of gay people. So here's what I think about it. It's bull, it's crap, and you need to stop with this. You understand? Here's why. Gay people, if you really just put all your homophobia or just fear aside, let's be logical. Let's look at it from a logical perspective. Okay, you're a gay person, and the only difference about being gay is that you're sleeping with specific people, right? That's it. That's all it is. In reality, they're actually very fun people. They're outgoing, they're smart, they're educated, they're still human, they're still created by God. They're not like created in some lab that everybody has to be afraid of them, because they're not violent people, right? I've never seen a gay community get together and vandalize something or break something or kill people or, they're not violent people. They're actually extremely funny and artistic. And Ariel here is...
I am a pansexual femme person. My pronouns are she, her, and they. Honestly, I go by any pronouns as long as they're said with love. Mm-hmm. But me being pansexual means that I pay attention to soul and spirit rather than I do a person's physical appearance and physique. Like, I don't care what you got in your pants. I don't matter to me. Are you a nice person? Are you catering? Are you supportive? Can I talk to you about anything and feel comfortable that you'll actually listen to me? Those are things that are important. Gender is a social construct created to keep people divided. And yes. when you dive into the LGBTQ plus community, people always think, oh, lesbian, gay, bisexual. No, there's so much. We have trans people, we have non-binary people, we have intersex people, we have asexual people. There's a whole group of people who have been outcasted and pushed aside by society to feel like they were on the outskirts. And when you push somebody on the outskirts, they can see you objectively. Right. So that's why this it's not even a rising, because it's been here. Like, It's been here since Prohibition. Like, what y'all think was going on in the speakeasies? Right. No, it wasn't all, ooh, man and woman. No, it's never been that way.
It was a mixture of...
And people didn't pay attention. They're like, oh, this is my body, and my body has this, and your body has that. It's just like, oh, you have a body, I have a body. Let's connect. And it was based... The patriarchy has set in our brains that love looks like this. This is the hallmark kind of love. It's man and woman. It's,
and
whatever.
If you're not a man and a woman, there's something wrong with you.
Exactly.
There's nothing wrong with you.
Nothing.
Because at the end of the day, you have to be happy with who you are. And I think it's important that you guys understand that maybe, I don't know, when you came out, when you said to the world, or maybe your mother, I don't know, you'll tell the story, obviously, how it was. It probably wasn't easy, but there are some people in this world who, you have to understand that even for me as a straight person, when I had to overcome certain personal and emotional, like fighting with my own self inside, that war that only I understand, only I know, it wasn't easy. So when I go to somebody and talk about it, I obviously do not want nor expect for you to disrespect me or degrade me. Everybody's going through something. Why are we concentrating on who you're sleeping with? Or, oh my God, what about people who are born in a man's body but they always wanted to be a woman? How do you think they feel waking up every day first of all, you as a straight person cannot understand what the hell's going on with you, and now you have to 2-3 people in your body, right? And it's not easy. And now you're over here feeling like you're the best thing on the planet that the planet has to offer, and you think that you have the right to judge somebody when they're coming to you. Shut your mouth, listen, and if you're not ready to be part of that circle, nobody's inviting you, but you happen to be here, at least be like, you know what? And now I'm aware that there's so many other things that are out there, right? Because it's not easy. I know Cher, the famous singer, I think her son is now a woman.
Her son he's
transsexual,
transgender.
Transgender.
So he's a trans man, probably assigned female at birth, but a trans man. So there was a transition and there was an awakening inside himself, and he was just like,
Can you imagine the karma that you're born with, basically, to just overcome? Because everything is all about overcoming something. That's a huge test for you to overcome. Some people commit suicide because they cannot, first of all, they don't know how to accept it, because they're like, first of all, they're confused. That's where older generation has to come in and use their knowledge and power to help the young. They're confused because everybody's like, well, since I'm older, I can only help you with like a math test. No, there's so much more than that to life, right?
That's, if anything, the math test is the smallest part. Can you help me navigate myself? Can you help me understand myself in a way? When I come to you with these questions, I don't feel the way that people see me. And to really sit with that as a child, people be like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about, you're just a kid. No, that baby knows exactly what they're talking about. They do not feel like how people are portraying them, and to sit with that kind of confliction inside of yourself is hard, because you're not only conflicted within yourself, you're conflicted with your outer world. Okay, imagine getting dressed for school. Oh my God,
that's
ooh,
exactly.
I want to wear this pink shirt, but I don't want to wear that because I'm gonna get bullied if I wear this pink shirt. Ooh, I want to wear these jeans, but if I wear these jeans, they're gonna be like, those are boy jeans. You don't look good in those jeans.
Everybody needs to come out of their comfort zone, because I think that's why 2020 happened, for everybody to just have like that moment where you're like, okay, what is life really about? It was like a blessing in disguise for everybody. Yes,
we got to get comfortable with ourselves.
So
we really got rebirthed in this quarantine. People got to sit and really determine and examine.
And we had no choice, though.
No choice. No, you had to figure out what you wanted from your life. If you are in the closet, which is a term, if you haven't come out and stepped into your truth yet, if you're in the closet, that's a hard place to be. I was in the closet for, God, I don't even know, 16, 17 years.
Did it have space?
No, it didn't. It was a closed.
And it's hard.
It's hard.
I mean, I gotta give you props, because it's not, even the word, when I say it's not easy, I have no idea what I'm talking about, because I wasn't part of it. Yeah. Because I was trying to come out of my cultural toxic environment, which is nothing in comparison, because I'm still me. I'm accepted by society. So if I wear pants or anything blue or whatever, too much colors or whatever, everybody's gonna be like, okay, cool. Even though like in my community, sometimes it's gonna be like, that's too much for you, not supposed to do it. But still, it's not the same. But now you're coming out. Sometimes it's also because you're a black woman, or imagine a black man, or I know some Jewish people who became gay when a girl was straight and now she's gay, right? Or like part of communities. Can you imagine coming out? First of all, you have to be okay with yourself. You have to be okay with you first, and then talk about it to everybody else. And then you're talking to all those closed-minded people. And God bless the ones that are not closed-minded and they're actually open. Because look, I'm talking to Ariel. I don't care who she wants to be with. I think she's beautiful. And look at how when she talks, she's amazing. She's so educated. You want to talk to her. That's why it's like, not only she could be judged because of her race, right? She's gonna be judged because you think you're better than her. That's what you're saying. You're actually telling God that whoever He created, He's doing a bad job. No, He did an amazing job. He made no mistakes.
That's the thing. It's, oh my goodness, like, okay, I guess this is a perfect segue to go into my backstory a little bit. I grew up in a Southern church. It was a non-denominational Southern Christian church, and nobody ever explicitly said you can't be gay or that boys go with girls. Nobody ever really said that, but it was just portrayed that way. Like, I never saw lesbians in our church. I never saw, like,
it's not like they would say it.
No, nobody. I never saw trans and non-binary people in our church, in our spaces. So when I was always closer to women. Like, I peeped that from the jump. I was raised by women. All my friends were women. All my aunties, my grandma, like, women were the core of my life. And I always thought, I was like, okay, well, I guess I have to be with a boy now. Right. I guess that's what I'm supposed to do. Like, you get to middle school and everybody's like, yeah, this is my boyfriend and he does this and that. I'm like, ooh.
Sounds boring.
I was like, I guess I gotta get a boyfriend so I can fit in, so I can be in a part of society. And that was my main struggle as a child, was finding my community and finding my space to be who I was. And thankfully, I was blessed with some friends who were just themselves. They did not care about what people thought about them. They just who they were. And I later found out that my friends were bi. And then it was so funny because my mom would be like, all your friends are gay. Are you gay? I'm like, no. What? I'm not gay. Like, no, Mom. Meanwhile, like, anytime I was not around her, I was doing something gay. And it was like, oh, I kissed a girl, but it's not gay. Like, I'm not being gay. I just kissed her. Like, it's nothing like that. Or, ooh, I like that girl and the way she's looking. My heart is starting to beat, but it's not gay. I'm just, like, attracted to her. And then I kind of got hit with it. I was just like, one of my friends sat me down and she was like, you're gay. And I was like, no, I'm not. I was like, no, I'm not. I don't like girls like that. Ew. She was like, so what about men is attractive to you? I was like,
nothing.
And I could not answer her question. I was like, she was like, so what are you looking for in a partner? And I kept going. And she was just like, honey, you're gay. I was like, I'm gay. Oh my God. Like, it's funny because I felt like I was always running from it. And every time I ran away from it, I would find someone else that I was attracted to who was not of the opposite sex. And I'm just like, oh my God, like, this is getting serious. Like, I felt this confliction inside my heart because I didn't want to go to hell. I was like, I thought that if you did anything, you would go to hell. And my fear of hell was bad. I was like, if I don't eat every food on my plate, I'm going to hell. Oh, and it was just because I was scared of it. It was the scary place I didn't want to go. And then high school came around, and I was lucky. Again, I had a whole bunch of gay friends, and they really just accepted me and allowed me to come out at my own pace because I wasn't ready to accept that I was yet. And at that time, I was bi, so I was like, I still like boys. But I'm not ready to date a girl yet or things like that. And then I got to college, and then it was just kind of like, you can be whoever you want to be. So who do you want to be? And when I had that option, when I had that freedom to choose who I wanted to be, I was just like, I can do whatever I want. Like, I don't have to ask permission to be myself. I can just be. And when I finally got that say so, my doors for community just started to open up. Like, all my friends are now, gay. We just go out together, and it's this sense of community I've never felt before. And
that's beautiful, though, to be part of something that you can relate to, and and you're still okay about it,
and they understand you
and they understand you, right?
There's a part of this community that people overlook a lot of times, and it's just like, oh, well, y'all are just doing what you do,
but you support each other.
That's what it is. Right. Family. And I can see someone not even know who you are, but I can sense that you feel something from me and I feel something from you, and I would give the shirt off my back to you just because you needed it.
And that's amazing, because even straight people, you think if you're straight, you're so perfect. You know how many times I've been surrounded by people who are just selfish beyond repair, and they still come back and just be like, well, that wasn't good enough or whatever. Come on.
It's really not as deep as people make it. Like, if you just allow people, I think what scares people is that people who are in the LGBTQ plus community are unafraid to be themselves, and that's
once they
scary.
Came into their power.
Oh yeah, but that's the beauty of it. When you glow up like that, it's scary for people who can't glow up like that. Like, they're hiding something within themselves. And I'm not saying you're in a closet or nothing. You probably are, but I'm not saying that. Mm-hmm. You're hiding something within yourself that you're afraid to be you.
But that's like pretty much every straight person on the planet who comes from a hardcore community or whatever the case is, or just old school and grew up in this. Just think about it, because technically I was in my closet becoming the person that I am today, I was scared. I was very vulnerable, and I trusted the wrong people, and I was betrayed, and I was destroyed like that even more. Like, I feel like my entire essence just died because I opened up to the wrong people. And what did I do? I helped you a little more than I helped myself, and then you just used me because I was vulnerable. And it's like you're opening up, and it's very scary. Like, when this is the only time you can, and you finally open up, and you're opening up to the wrong person who basically completely just takes your entire essence and just crushes you to the core. People like you should not exist on this planet. Or, I don't know.
They're needed though, because when you break somebody down like that, the only place, when you hit rock bottom, the only place you got to go is up.
Exactly.
So you need somebody to come and suck your energy out and feed on your light, so you can know, I'm never going to let somebody do that to me again.
But imagine if you're not strong when the person actually commits a suicide. God forbid.
Oh yeah.
It's like you have to
have discernment, and you have to protect yourself.
Be yourself regardless.
Exactly.
Right. If you're a bad person, that's just who you are.
Fine.
And
karma is that's my best friend. She ain't gonna let nobody just
that's
play.
Your name on, just saying.
She ain't gonna let nobody just walk
besties,
over
okay,
like,
I'm Jessie.
I've literally seen people like do some really rude stuff to me in the street and then fall. I'm like, It's just like, I also want to speak on like the reason why I feel like our community is so tight knit is because we have to be. There are strategically placed institutions that not only kill but abuse, hurt, and disarm people of the LGBTQ plus community. Like, we are just now having our own space, not just now, but over the past couple 50, 60, 70 years, having spaces to be ourselves. And a lot of times those spaces were infiltrated and people were hurt. Like, you hear stories about children getting kicked out of their homes because they told their parents they were gay. Like, you kicked your child on the street, and now they're homeless, and now they can't eat, they're starving. And when they find their family and when they try to reconnect with you, you still hold that resentment. Why? Why do you hate me so much? Because I'm being myself. It isn't you.
Literally, because she's being
It is not
herself.
you. It's them. They hate something about themselves, and the only way that they can feel better is to project it. It's just like
they're just scared.
They're overfilled. Their cups are too full of hatred, so they have to spill it off like the Kool-Aid man. They're the Kool-Aid man. They're walking around spilling little juice to everybody because that's all they got is their negative juice.
That's all they know too. It's like that's what they were brought up in. That's how they grow up. The perfect, you know how you will look on TV and the perfect woman has to be a size 0. Nobody wants to be a size 0. No offense. I'm just saying.
It's just not the norm anymore. People are.
It's not.
Shout out to the 60s, because the 60s really just allowed. It was a time and place where people were allowed to be themselves, and that first radical movement of just being sparked a whole generation of things that those people who laid their lives down, I can now benefit from their hard work, and I can pick it up and move it. Like, there should be spaces for LGBTQ plus children to explore and not be ridiculed. Like, especially for men, like, it's so hard to experiment as a man because, you're gay. As soon as you do something
because when a woman does it, it's like, it's okay.
That's sexy. Ooh, you're kissing a girl. Oh, that's hot. But boys kissing boys, nah, you can't do that.
Oh, you're a faggot or whatever they call it. That's
exactly.
just very disrespectful and uneducated. Just keep your mouth and your opinion to yourself, because
nobody cares.
Yeah,
and
nobody's paying your.
You're not paying nobody's bills. You're not paying anybody's bills with your opinions. So my mom likes to say opinions are like a-holes. Everybody has them. Just keep it to yourself. Clean yours and keep it to yourself.
Please clean yours.
It's just, there's so much love and so much light within all people. And I really think that if people really start and stop themselves and ask themselves why they feel the way they do, they can unlearn some of these things that they don't even believe in. And I was one of those people, like, because I didn't grow up around anybody in the community. So when I went to school, I was like, that ain't right. Girl, what you talking about? You over here doing that with her, huh? And I was hating I was spewing out hate because I hated myself because I didn't know myself.
Exactly.
And I was hating on a part of myself that I did not know.
When you stop and think for a second and just be like, well, why am I angry? Why am I saying that? Why am I feeling like that? Because it's not, like I said, I cannot be upset at the people that did what they did to me in return for being whoever. Right? Because it's just stupid when you're being disrespected because you're vulnerable, or you're being disrespected because you're a kind person, because you're a certain way, or because your life is toxic and people use you or make fun of you. Stop for a second and think about what you're doing, or think about what's bothering you. Like, why do you hate the fact that I'm hurting? Why do you hate the fact that, I don't know, I like certain things? Why? Like, why would you hate this person just full of beauty, like she's gorgeous inside and outside, and all she is just a person who accepted what she likes? How do you know? Like I always say, I cannot force my children to make a decision on certain things. I can guide them, but whatever that's written on people's foreheads, we don't know. God knows. That's why you cannot force somebody to do something that they don't want to, because they don't understand at all. You don't understand. That's why when I was part of like my marriage, I was suffocating, because I was just like, nobody's asking for my opinion. Nobody's asking about how I feel. Everybody's trying to make a decision what's best for my marriage, for my husband, for my children, or whatever. And then nobody understands that maybe Marina has an opinion. Hey, guess what? Now you're going to keep hearing about it right here. So now I'm talking to, right? That's how it is. Because if you think that you're smart and you're better than me or better than people like us, then show me what you got. If I'm not learning from you, I don't want to have anything to do with you. Because if a person, right? Gay or not, the world does not, I keep hearing people say, I don't know if I said in the beginning, I keep hearing people say the world is upside down, we're gonna have war because of gay people. I don't know who.
We have war because of straight men. That's what we have war for.
White supremacists.
Come on now, we were
privileged people who were born with the
spoons.
Exactly.
And that's why there's war.
Who never use the day of their not one brain cell just to use their power for humanity, because they're so scared and greedy and insecure because somebody has, they have more melanin than us. Oh no,
you're jealous.
And exactly. They're so insecure. Like, who gives a shit? If you are supposed to be part of, like, I'm Jewish, why don't I teach you certain things about Judaism that can actually benefit you? Because certain things that says in the Torah that can benefit humanity, certain things that says in the Bible that can benefit humanity.
And you know what's crazy? They're all connected.
Exactly.
They're all little pieces of the same pie.
Exactly.
So all of y'all, and I love when people say, like, oh, gay people are ruining everything, the gay agenda. Honey, nobody's worried about you. Nobody cares what you're doing.
Nobody cares
Nobody cares.
Nobody wants you.
Nobody wants you. You're mad because people don't want you. And you, oh my goodness, I'll be doing anything. I'm unlocking my car. Hey baby, how you doing? I'm not interested. Oh no, I'm not interested. Oh, can we be friends? I'm gay. That's fine with me. No,
it's not. Fine with you when you want something.
You. I thought that would help, but really it didn't, because this patriarchy that we has been impressed upon us does not have room for that. They don't want you to find self-expression and find your voice. And
that's where it comes down to, because gay people express themselves.
It's innate. Because when you're outside, you can only hear, when you're outside a community, when you're sheltered and exiled from community like that, you can only hear yourself. And you can only hear your heart sometimes. Now, I ain't all the time, but usually it's you hear. So you start to learn yourself. And keep in mind, these are kids. So 5-year-old kids are learning about themselves quicker than other people. So you have things like empathy and compassion. And it's not everybody. Everybody don't got that. But I found that when I found my community, when I found the LGBT plus community, it was a relentless, like, we got you. And it does not matter.
That's amazing.
If you don't feel like yourself, if you don't feel okay, figure it out. Ain't nobody rushing you. It's no rush. But when I was pretending to be straight, it was just like, oh, you don't have a boyfriend.
There's something wrong with you either way.
You must not be worthy because you don't have a boyfriend. Because a man isn't attracted to you, you aren't worthy of love. And I was like, okay, since men don't love me, I'm not worthy of love from anyone. So I would reject it. And there were so many women in my life who were trying to tell me that they loved me, and I did not accept it in the way that I wish I had. But it's good to know that I can always go back and talk to them and be like, listen, I love you now. I loved you then and I love you now because you had compassion. You had empathy for me. Like, you saw I was struggling inside myself. You saw through me and the little facade I was trying to present. You saw my heart and you knew that I was...
But you got really lucky with those type of friends.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I was blessed because it does not happen like that for everyone.
No.
And there's a lot of people who never find their home.
And that's really sad. Sometimes I hear stories like a gay person got married to a woman and he didn't want to be with her, but he did it because of the community. And then you're not happy and she's not happy and you don't understand.
So y'all raising children in this unhappy household.
But yes, it's not easy because, you know, I could say whatever it is, but like, I came to an understanding where you have to find yourself. You have to, sometimes the path to finding yourself is going to be probably the coldest and the most difficult path, right? Because it's not easy. Like, I literally realized outside of my toxic people that I finally got rid of them, my close friends since high school were like, Marina, where did you disappear? And I finally was like, God, thank you so much that those are the real ones.
Yeah, brought you out the darkness and let you see the light.
Yes, and they reminded me, you're not alone. We still love you. They don't care who I love, who I'm with, what I do. It doesn't matter. It's like, as long as you're okay and you're happy and you're with your children and look, I'm not bothering anybody. She's not bothering anybody. Stop saying this. Like, you should be afraid when things like that come out of your mouth, when you start judging somebody just because they're a certain way. Why don't you show some compassion? Ask yourself, am I human enough to show compassion? So she likes women, right? Or talks to their soul, right? Like, when she talks to a person, it's their soul that she's talking to, which is exactly how it should be. You shouldn't be talking to somebody, because I'm doing the same thing as a straight woman, right? When I talk to somebody, I don't give a damn where you're from. I don't care. I don't care at all. It's non-existent to me if you're from whatever culture or your race. I don't see color. I'm not colorblind. I just don't care. I love the fact that you have the melanin. I wish I had more. Like, come on, for God's sakes, accept the things that we don't have, that others do, and learn. And
you can learn, just like you said, learn, educate yourself.
Exactly.
Educate yourself. Please don't think that people about to sit here and come teaching you everything. I don't got time to lay down the whole history of everything for you. You can go look it up. If you don't know what something means, look it up. Google knows everything. So Google it.
Yeah.
And I want to say this specifically to people with children who are in the LGBTQ plus community and you are trying to navigate how to talk with your child, be vulnerable and be honest, and don't talk. Listen.
Even if you're not ready, allow them to feel comfortable.
Allow them to be in a comfortable, safe space where they can feel like they can talk to you. That's what's important. It's not important for you to open your mouth and express your opinions.
Nobody's going off.
Exactly. Nobody wants to hear that. I want to hear that you understand where I'm coming from and you're listening to me and you care that I came to you with this information. I could have gone to anybody else. I could have went to my best friend down the street, but I chose to come to you. And I'm so grateful for my mother. Like, I came out to her in such, I never had like a coming out. I was just like, well, this is who I am now. And if you ask, I'll tell you, but I never really was like, I never felt the need to announce myself. And I know that's a really, really important thing for a lot of people. For me, it just wasn't. And we were driving, and I was like, yeah, so I'm gay, and I like girls a lot, but I like everybody, but I really like girls. Right. She was like, I knew. I was just like, and she's known for years. Like, she would ask me years and years, and she's like, are you gay? I'm like, no, I'm not gay. What are you talking about?
You're in denial.
That's all it was, denial. And she saw it before I did, and it wasn't she didn't, hound me with questions. She just sat with me and just like, well, I'm here for you and I love you.
That's
amazing. It doesn't change how much I love you. It doesn't, and she asked questions. Oh my God. She started asking questions. Like, when she has a question about something, I find it so cute that she's comfortable to come to me and ask, I don't have all the answers. I ain't got all the answers. Nothing. But if I can provide some insight and some understanding into somebody else's world, that's all that is. And then she can then do that for somebody else. And then boom, we're less ignorant one day at a time.
Exactly. That's what we all need to do. Come out of our comfort zone. And if we're scared, it's okay. Just come out. Like, stop judging people because of your mind. Because I'm not going to say I'm right 100% about certain things. But if I'm open about it, like, come on. Yeah. I don't want to deal with people who are violent. I will not accept those type of people. Those are the type of people you should worry about and be afraid of. And just because they're unpredictable.
Yeah.
Or people who are backstabbers, or people who will promise you the world and betray you at the end of the day. Those are the people liars, scammers, whatever the case is, right? The ones who, God forbid, that kidnap the children, or pedophilers. I don't know how to properly say it.
Sounds
right.
They ain't even worthy enough to pronounce.
Exactly.
You
ain't shit.
You out here hurting people because you hurting. That's not cute anymore.
Those are the type of people we should really judge, and because I am judging you. What the hell are you doing to all these innocent lives? Like, if you're not ready to be around human beings, get lost. Nobody needs you. Nobody cares.
And it's a certain thing with being hurt and not meaning to hurt people,
and then you do it constantly.
Yeah, it's like, if that's your thing, notice your actions, go back to the root, fix it. But if you're just doing this because you can, because you like hurting people,
that's because you have a lot of unanswered questions within you, and you don't want to open up. It doesn't matter.
Happy with you.
No, you're not happy with you. You're not happy with you, because I wasn't happy where I was. There's like I said, there's nothing wrong with my in-laws or my husband. I didn't want to have anything to do with them, because they never sat down and asked me, how do I feel? What is it that bothers me? This is my marriage. And you're not understanding where I'm coming from. You're judging me because I'm working for somebody where I know I'm being used. But I wasn't mentally ready to move forward. I'm being judged. I'm being degraded, disrespected. Let me handle it, because God knows why I'm there. Okay. If I know this is the wrong place, let me figure out a way for me to just keep moving. Let me figure out my way, because all the other roads were closed. So I was there for a reason. I made the best of it. We helped each other out, but I know the people that I was there, I know I gave you my blessings. I know you learned a lot from me, because I don't judge. I don't care where you come from. I don't care. And I give props to the people that take care of you in your toughest times, when you're trying to open up and just say, you know what, this is who I am, because it's not easy. It's not for everybody. It doesn't matter. But when you hurt people on purpose and you tell them, oh, I don't want to, let's say, talk to black people because they're black, because I don't understand their culture. I don't understand their culture too, but I love them.
No, please, if you, oh my God.
I'm always white to them. Like, come on. But like
anybody, you do not have to surround yourself with those people. If you don't like black people,
accept them,
don't
love
go
them.
to black areas and expect not to see black people. Duh. If you don't like black people, I'm sure there is a lot of places. Canada, for one, you can go up there. It's nice and cold.
Or Siberia.
Alaska. Bye. Nobody.
Kazakhstan. That's where. Remember Borat? That's where.
Oh my God.
Go there. Have fun.
I hate that movie so much.
But that's where I was born, though.
Really?
Yeah.
When I saw that movie, my dad had no clue that it was like that, and I was like 10, 11 years old.
That's crazy.
And we were in there like, ooh, I don't need to be seeing this. I was like, this is not appropriate. I'm gonna tell my mom.
But there's so many places in this world where you could go isolate yourself or whatever. Because look, as a white person, I may not understand a lot of the black community culture or anybody else, honestly, but I love them, I accept them, and I do not judge them. That's the whole purpose. So especially if you're like, oh my God, I give you props if you were born in one body and now you have to have a surgery to have another body. You have any idea how scary this is? I don't understand it, but it's scary. Because now you have to realize your whole life was one thing, and now you have to understand how to be different. And I don't know.
I don't think anybody understands. Like literally,
they don't want to understand.
I don't understand either. I mean, I understand from like a spiritual and I understand, but I empathize. I'm not gonna tell you that I know what you're going through, because I have no clue. I've never had to feel like that. I knew I felt some other things, but I've never had to go through and not understand who I was in my own body, and not feel comfortable in my own body. Now I felt that on a different level, but that hits a little different. It's just you are lost in this body, and your soul is not comfortable where it is right now. So your soul is restless because they know you're unhappy with something, and you have to be so strong and so courageous to step out into your light like that.
It, and then be accepted. Worry if anybody's gonna accept you as is.
And I think that's something that I've learned, especially through my encounters with people who are in the community, you don't care. You don't have to accept me. If you don't want to accept me, that's perfectly fine. I accept me fully and wholeheartedly, and because I do that, I'm going to attract that same energy. I'm going to attract people who accept themselves wholeheartedly and fully. And guess what? Now we all happy-go-lucky, getting mimosas for $10.
Right?
And that's just really it is. It's stepping into your light and not letting anybody take that away from you. Being comfortable with yourself enough to have honest conversations about yourself and with yourself. Like, yeah, you got to talk to yourself. Come on now. How you gonna know something if you don't talk to yourself?
Right? Or others that are like right there.
Right there.
Look, thank you to everybody who listens when people talk to you.
Yes.
Thank you for those that don't judge. And thank you for those that are every day working on themselves to come out of their comfort zone in order to accept that this is my life, whether I want it or not, or I can go for it further. Accepting is your first step to moving forward. We're not supposed to judge. One of the 10 commandments, or I think it says in pretty much every holy Bible, every holy book, thou shalt not judge. Stop judging.
Because you're not no better.
You exactly.
Everybody got skeletons in their closet. Everybody.
I've got plenty too.
Don't we all? Everybody got something.
They're color coded at this point.
Come on now.
They have
manila folders, the stickers and all.
Yes, for every year, every season, man, every month. It's like, you're gonna be here. And you know what? I learned to love it and accept, because I'm not trying to be perfect. I could care less about being perfect. For the right one, the person will be ready to accept me as I am, because together we're gonna keep growing. I'm not trying to be stuck with anybody with your, I don't know, it doesn't even matter what it is, closed-minded, cultural issues, or a woman has to be like this. No, she doesn't, because a man has to change at this point.
Right? I wish somebody would tell me, who is not a woman, or isn't even around women, what women should be. Excuse me, you don't even know what femininity means. So how dare you? And then when people are like, oh, well, she's a trans woman, she's not a woman. No, she's a woman. She's a woman.
Full-blown woman.
All trans lives matter. All trans lives matter. All of them. Everybody is included.
Exactly.
Don't be like, you don't know her. You do not know her business. You do not know what's in her pants. Why? And why does it matter?
It doesn't, exactly. It's none of your business, honestly.
Are you buying her a drink? Are you taking her out to dinner? Are you going to,
have you asked how she's feeling, like what her day was like?
No,
you're just looking at her.
Do you even know her name? And you over here trying to tell her about herself? You don't even know her name, and you're telling her about herself. Now you look dumb, because you're wrong.
Judging because you look a certain way.
You're wrong, and you look dumb, and now you're wrong. And you'd be like, oh, everybody's gonna cancel me. I hope they do.
Yeah.
Just like the fart or whatever his name was. Oh my gosh. So many people, cisgender people, have so many opinions on things they don't know about. You know what that sounds to me? It sounds a little suspect. If you keep having gay thoughts and gay things in your mind, you might be gay. If you have all this to say about a community that you've never been a part of, and you're talking about it, sounds pretty gay.
Yeah, it sounds like you're bored. That's what that sounds like.
Sounds like you're jealous, and you want to be a part, but
you want to be a part of something, or an entity, or a person, or a community that actually accepts you for who you are
and loves you.
Exactly. Imagine feeling comfortable in a circle of friends who literally just crack up jokes and pick on each other, and at the end of the day they make sure you get home safe. See, that's a blessing, as opposed to you sitting where you are, and even if they're like from your own community, and you're being judged and disrespected because you don't have certain things already, or whatever it is. I'm just saying.
Ain't nobody got time for that. Nobody.
Exactly. Ariel, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having
beautiful
me.
Soul. Seriously, no, I absolutely love meeting your, people who face and accept who they are, because that is the most important thing, because you have no idea why you're on this planet. If you're here to listen to somebody else's thoughts, you're accepting their vibrations, and their knowledge is probably beneath yours, and you're accepting it, and you're not happy. That's where you're being judgmental. Because we as human beings, like we the people, are still going to be facing what the society makes us go through. You know exactly what I'm talking about. The hate crimes, the legislation,
misuse of healthcare. Like,
oh my god,
there's so many communities, like especially the LGBTQ plus community. It is so hard for them to find affordable and healthcare that is understood. Like, we have to have doctors that understand people who are in the LGBT. Like, you can't go to someone who's not binary and then throw pronouns at them that they do not subscribe to, and now they feel uncomfortable, and you want them to just feel comfortable with you touching their bodies, and you can't even get their pronouns right. No, nobody wants that. Everybody wants a place where they can feel comfortable.
You see the little things they go through, and when we judge them, we have no idea that they go through the little things, right? It's
or little looks when you walk in with somebody and they just be like, or weird, rude questions. Why are you asking me that? Right. Go look it up. I ain't answering. How do you have sex? I don't know. Why don't you go look it up?
Vertically, horizontally. Like, stop asking.
Better than you. That's
passionate.
What it is. Better than you.
Exactly. I have it. Period. No. Right.
You don't even understand. Like, don't even intimacy. You don't even know what you're talking about, dude.
You actually have it, and you feel. I mean, I have so many people that I know from the community who are unhappy in their sex life because you're just. Well, what did you think was going to happen? You're with somebody you don't love. You're with somebody because you're forced to be part of that person. And then there's religious women who find out that they're lesbians, but they literally say a story that they have no idea who to talk to. Mm-hmm. And when they ask a question, the people they're asking are clueless just as much as they were.
And they probably get demonized right then and there. You having those kind of thoughts?
Isolated.
Those kind of...
Of course.
And guess what? Now they'll never open their mouths again.
Yes, and some people walk away from the community and they're actually happy, but you know, they have to make that step and decision. They always say, if you're not going to look like us, like if you're not going to continue with the cultural, you know, with the religious ways or whatever, then we're not going to accept you. And then you're no longer part of this community. And that's another thing that you have to face. Like, some people don't open up at all. Talk to the person next to you, ask them how they're feeling, be human. And don't expect your answer. Expect their answer. Don't just be like, "Oh, I'm fine."
Don't think for them. Let them think for themselves.
Yeah.
What you over there putting your thoughts in somebody else's head for? You didn't even listen to what they just said. They said they wanted an apple pie, and you over here talking about oranges.
Yeah.
No.
McDonald's has a sale.
2 for 1 apple pies, y'all. 2 for 1. Ooh, that sounds good.
Right?
I was like, ooh, McDonald's apple pie? Ooh. I need a real apple pie.
Right?
Yeah. Oh my goodness. This is so fun. Thank you for having and giving us the space and the platform. I don't speak for everybody.
Anybody is welcome.
But like,
anybody normal is welcome. But I mean, normal in terms of
spirit.
Exactly.
Energy.
Exactly. I care about a lot.
Light souls, light hearts, light energy.
Hard workers who actually appreciate and respect and keep moving in life and don't get stuck with anything negative, because the only message about this video is that love who you are, accept who you are, and it doesn't matter what people think. Okay? It doesn't matter, because you are going to you're struggling as is. What society does, you're struggling as is on top of all that, and then you have to worry about what anybody else thinks. No. You want to wear certain clothes, go wear it. You want to wear extra colors, go wear it. You want to wear nail polish and makeup better than you. Come over here, you teach me, honey. You come teach me put makeup on, because I know there's always something. Like, I love, like I said, meeting the people and learning from them. There's nothing wrong with it.
It's freedom in expressing yourself. When you express yourself freely, you are free. And when you don't allow other people's impressions or how they view you to affect who you are, you learn something that not a lot of people on this earth have. And you keep that with you. You keep your own light. You're gonna be okay.
That's an accomplishment when you face who you are. That's not
a
joke.
It's an everyday learning experience. You're not just going, ooh, I learned myself once. No, it's an ongoing experience. You have to learn your younger self, and then you have to learn your higher self, and then you have to be okay with your present self too. You have to stay in the present but honor your past so you can get to your future.
Exactly. Amen to that, girl. Exactly.
Ooh, that sounds like a proverb. It probably is. I probably don't even know.
Yeah, we just made one, if anything. Well, guys, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being part of this journey, and it's only going to get better.
Yes.
And anybody's welcome. If you want to come here and share your opinion, your life use this platform, sure, you're always welcome. Look, like I said, they just came from Maryland, so
drove all the way. First time driving in New York, I was terrified.
Oh, you were driving?
Oh yeah, I drove up here. I was like, ooh, I've never driven in New York before. But really, y'all are just angry Atlanta drivers.
Yes, yeah, we're really
angry and aggressive.
Yes.
No blinkers. That's how you want to do it? Okay. Literally.
I see you. Go on your New York clothes.
Oh, I was on that horn like white on rice. You need to put a blinker on. I feel like somebody's grandmother.
Right? You should have had the glasses too. Like,
I did.
Excuse me, sir. Yeah, you did.
No, I'm driving reckless.
Do you see how much fun she is? And you guys are judging her just because she looks or
That's
loves
okay.
somebody.
I love when people judge me. It just give me better reason to flex. Go ahead.
That's true. Stand there and look pretty. That's all you gotta do.
Right. Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
Ariel. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Y'all
Don't
have
worry,
a great
we'll come
night.
back.